Life is awesome for each and every one of us. It's an attempt to narrate these experiences in short and in an innovative way. Life in a Shelf. This book is written by me, and I hope you enjoy watching and listening to it.
Creation, innovation, finding new of self, motivation to scale up, stress with no pain, streamlining the burdens, refining the wrongs to rights, fine-tuning the solutions, conquering the self-esteem, converting the weakness to strength, building bridges across the most challenges, mastering the most complicated, sketching the real beauty within, laying roads across difficulties, tracking the pitfalls and correcting them, moving the feelings towards peacefulness, driving the right vehicle of your own life. So many bundled and connected effectively to form a polygon of one's own self, where each side is of a different length and the area getting wider than you could ever imagine. A long sentence, right? Well, I know, but that's how life is, and it depends on how much pleasant you want to make it by nurturing any of the above as a part of your routine. Let me take you through a rejuvenating journey by going to the past, coming to the present, and moving ahead with a new future. Stories always get more closer to heart, and if that's going to be related to your own experience that you have come across, then it's certain to have a deep impact in reading it. Come on then, let's open up the racks to explore the beautiful journey of your own life.
My Bird Sanctuary. It was a vibrant Sunday morning. Sharmila woke up early around 6:30 a.m., unlike other days. She stood in her balcony and saw many small birds flocking together, chirping enthusiastically, flying towards places in search of food. She felt the scene to be so delightful, which gave her a start to a wonderful day ahead. She decided to go for a walk. She stepped onto the long road covered with greens on either side. On her way, she witnessed so many kinds of birds that were colorful, some with small wings, some with big wings, with varied claws and beaks. It was not a simple walk, but was an insight and an eye-opener for many of her problems. She saw a bird that was going inside a bottle-shaped nest and coming out. The nest was quite big, and the bird was too small in size. The best part is the entry was from the bottom rather than from the top. Oh, that was a weaver bird who taught her how to be patient and consistent in executing any task and made her realize that there could also be a bottom-up approach in dealing with any situation. She found that in life, by tracing back few problems with a calm mind, yield better solutions. Walking ahead, she found a lake beside the road. She stood by the lake and watched the blue sky. It was truly a visionary of hope and positivity. On the sky, she could see a huge bird flying in full swing. The bird was powerful and also furious at sight. While she was observing where that bird was flying, the bird came closer to the lake. She was petrified looking at its gigantic size. Well, yes, that was an eagle who just whipped off a big fish with its scary claws that had massively sharp hooked nails. She was wondering about its sharp vision, thinking how it could fetch the fish effortlessly inside the water from such a far off distance. You know, friends, eagle is the mightiest bird ever and the bird that can take the highest flight with a clear vision. She realized the fact that when a bird can focus things so clearly, why can't she, being a human, do the same? She went on watching several other birds on her way back home. Her experience was unbound and breathtaking and became a learning for her life. Every step on the road was far beyond words and made her complete the walk with power and confidence.
Hi, I am Chico, the parrot. Want to meet my friends? There is my friend, the mighty eagle. Hey, Eagly, how's life, buddy? Great, bro. My beautiful peacock is eagerly waiting for the rain to stop dancing. Hey, Chico, how do you do? Hey, Swanee, excellent, dear. Having a cool time. Hey, beauty. Hey, it's been a long time I met you, Toku. I am doing fantastic. Hello, Gory. Looking pretty as ever. Thank you. Chiku, finally we finished building our nest. That's cool, Rivers. See you again, friends.
Enjoyed the narration? Let's move on.
A walk in the woods covered with flower buds, a sight that is bright, a mite ready to flight. One flying back, the other tracing the track. The long-legged crane, the pointed beaks crossing the lane. Saw the crow doing the math with pebbles, the cuckoo taking shelter with cuddles. A nest built with patience, an artifact created with so much of sense. An undeviated focus of an eagle with a powerful catch on the mission. A sound of zen, a feeling of vibrance, a touch with nature filled with unspoken words of sanctity, a takeoff to eternity with the bliss of satisfaction, an unheard melody with wheels traveling miles across. 60 minutes on foot cleared all blocks of mind from the route. It wasn't just a walk, but a treasure that can never match a talk. Philosopher's Guide. It took a while for her to understand the mass of students she had to face. She was not exposed to such a unique set of boys and girls who were very matured yet challenging in terms of their behavior. Mrs. Nath was highly confused, scared, and also felt locked in her thoughts in dealing with their attitude. She had to do a lot of trial and error methods in a careful way so that they would neither complain nor could get miserably fail. She started refining the way of teaching into a very different level. Many a times she felt like quitting, but her inner self never allowed her to leave the challenge end abruptly. She had to take a deep dive to create an impression to teach such a lot. She realized the fact that she was gradually scaling herself up by experimenting on various techniques of teaching. Learning and upgrading was not just enough to outsmart those kind of students, but scaling up the knowledge using different props with the various parameters and applying it in all possible dimensions was more and more important. It was the true story of Mrs. Nath which gave her an experience to explore the unique side of teaching skill. Having a knowledge in anything goes meaningless if it cannot be interpreted or applied in various ways and formats. Would you like to have a look into her green board? This is how she feels. Duster and chalk, pen and book, guide and pride are the ones on whom I take a ride. Isn't it impressive? Let us have a look into her classroom accessories. I am a green board. You can write anything on me, but remember that you are known by what you write on me. I am a piece of chalk. You can use me to write on the board, but remember to move me calligraphically, ethically, intellectually, and creatively. I am the duster. You can use me to erase, but remember not to erase those lessons that are learnt. I am a pen. You can create a print in your notebook, but remember that erasing me quite often would dirty your writing. I am a teacher, you are my student, but remember that your questions are more important than your answers. I am not a philosopher, but a guide to take you in the right direction. Review for mistakes, always scale up, move ahead. Were the bookmarks of Mrs. Nath. Isn't it impressive? Fantastic feathers. It was painful, yet a journey crossed with a whole bunch of awesome moments. It was indeed a long number of days being counted, and every second was running with anxiety, thrill, joy, and of course, a mix of all kinds of blossoming emotions, all new and undiscovered. Felt like bundle of butterflies fluttering around the belly. Everything was so pleasant and beautiful. Shree's face was blushing and glowing like never before. She started chasing her dreams that was never dreamt before. Every day was passed as new as ever, right from the taste of food to the change in her body and mind. It was God's miracle how her life was embedded inside her. The time transformed her personality to a unique dimension. Though she had to face the moment of fear every second, her confidence stood unshakable. That was the time she first realized that she could also possess an invincible power to withstand the pain and wait patiently to witness the new life to be born. It was 30 minutes past noon. The world of happiness was on her arms. The bud blossomed to a beautiful rose. It was a wonderful feeling to see the God's creation. So light, yet strong. So soft, yet tough. So loud, yet a sound of happiness around. So silent in words, yet it conveyed a lot of promises. A positive vibe, a sharp vision, a life of hope, a birth of a new self, a lesson to many, and above all, a masterpiece of love.
Tender fingers, silky touch, slimy hair, sparkling looks, adorable smile, wobbling moves, fluffy yet firm holds, vivacious words, bright face, brilliant kicks and dashing looks. A light of wisdom, a hope of future, a vision of success, a bind of relation, a life of trust, a feeling of contentment.
Animated slides. Those were the fumbling words. Though they didn't have proper spellings, they had a lot of synonyms behind. The legs dangled like a rubber tube. The fist had a strong hold. Shia ran miles in a flash. Fear was hardly a part of her dictionary. The curiosity in finding anything lost and the fun of losing the one she got was going on like flipping a coin endlessly. She had the perfect imperfection, which had its own uniqueness, and that became an asset for her intelligence. It all started as standing in sleeping lines, painting with fingerprints, and pasting the bits of papers, creating an abstract art. She mastered her numbers and played smart with alphabets. Blocks built her fairy tale palace, and crayons formed her patterns. Ice cream sticks helped tracing the characters of the tale, and yes, it was a great puppet show where she could present her voice in various modulations. She walked on 4 wheels, took little time to go on with 3 wheels. It was an amazing sight to see her cycling with style and speed. Then came the 2 wheels, and that was the time she went hands free. She was flamboyant, vibrant, bubbling, and very much active. She was a bundle of fun, joy, and a treat for life. She was like several beams of sun rays scattered all over to brighten the entire space. A big ring swinging on the hip, she walked as a duck, marking each flip. Doing a somersault was a cakewalk, playing with blocks was her hands-on task. Failing in many attempts never failed her to take one more attempt. Falling sick, though missed her school, never made her miss the time to cool. Spellings were her time pass, speaking was in high bass. Sketching was her mind mass, sitting was a difficult thing to cross.
Withered lines. Harsh, 12 years old, most intelligent, smart, extravagant, and a hyperactive boy. His mind never stopped thinking, but it was hardly reflected on his face. He had a charming face with a blissful smile always. Something he ever hated was to be serious in any issue. He was known for his unique nature, which had a blend of hot temper that would cool down instantly, and also an ocean of love which had the hidden cap. Silence and loneliness were hardly the words in his dictionary. He was a people lover and a great helper. He possessed a whole bunch of talents. Cartoons not only fascinated him in drawings but also in voices. If he was ever alone, then his best way of spending time was to create videos of his own self with so many facial expressions, twisting and stepping with the beats of music, recording by articulating his voice with various cartoon characters, and to play a fighting game with his own fingers. Studies were like the property of other kids and not for himself. Yet, Sanskrit was his most favorite as he enjoyed chanting those syllables. On the other side, kicks and hits became the part and parcel of his favorite sport. Well, that was a whole bunch of golden coins Harsh possessed but never realized or used his strength and potential to the fullest. His greatest challenge was to handle his own thoughts that were running in gigas converging to multiple focal points. He wanted to win over that all the time but could never come out of it. Staying without talking was another big challenge. He was also attracted towards all those typical words which normally a boy of his age would grab. It wasn't an easy task for his parents to handle him, but rather used to be the biggest challenge of their life. But they never lost hope under any circumstance, irrespective of his impulsive nature in acquiring things of what he wanted. They were pretty sure that his crazy speed would certainly make his career blossom to a very different dimension. The boy grew up big, attaining 14. One sunny day, when he woke up, his mom was busy cooking and heard a matured voice behind her. She was taken aback, and it was none other than Harsh, who was tall and handsome with a man's voice. She stood sturdy for a moment and could not believe her own eyes. His actions were so composed, and for the first time ever, she saw him behaving quite big enough. She realized that it was her hope that brought her to witness this scene. Well, it was an unpredictable fact when he grabbed excellent grades and his 10th grade marks came out unbelievable. That was a turning point not only for him but to his family as well. Dotted were the lines, wider were the spaces, scattered were the paras, cluttered was the life. Breath with patience, commit to devotion, clear the corrosion, wither the manipulation. What mattered was time that kept flickering half the time. Took some while to fix the time. All was set right at the right time.
Fear the fear. Sheila was of course fond of exploding her vocals but had her own inhibitions in facing people. She held her heart tight without letting anyone know that she could ever sing. She had so many thoughts like someone could mock, or she could lose her voice in between, or get nervous witnessing the crowd in front, with so many locks in her mind. But her motivation was kept alive always by her mother, who boosted her courage and kept on trying to remove those mental blocks. She finally took an opportunity to share her talent with her classmates during a free time. Without her knowledge, she sang with so much of ease, and the flow was very casual. She was praised by all, and her venture to climb the ladder of success was footed on. It was an inter-school competition and Sheila had to face a gathering of various levels of singers and prove that she was the best. It wasn't that easy this time, though she had participated in several events before. It was very tough even to find the right song that could pitch in the crowd's attention towards her. As the saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Her stumbling thoughts of fear bottled up to the brim. Yet, it never showed up. She decided to pick up the one which was quite complicated to sing, which needed a lot of practice to reach to perfection. Her performance on the day of competition was outstanding and applauded by everyone, and it stood as a remarkable turning point of her music career.
Sari Gama, it was never a fun ma. Padanisa, it was like a trip of salsa. Humpy bumpy roads to cross, Humpty Dumpty critics to pass. Best trains were noticed least, dusty tunes were awarded first. Master moments were delayed every second. Fasting balloons were blown off in microseconds. Thumping beats raised witnessing the mass. Rhythmic treats heard loud creating the bars. It was the moment of truth standing on the dais that stood like a pillar erasing all fears.
Graduated Wisdom. The poem shows how Amy went through her years scaling up herself right from middle school till she graduated. She was in 6th, got into a fix. Science, math, socials, all in English, twisting and curling, wiggling and twiggling. She was in 7th, history was all a mix. Didn't know which one was passive and how to make active. Grammar became a terror with mind-blowing errors. Things looked upside down, colored in black and brown. She was in 8th, math became a faith. Numbers added pounds, angles elevated the bounds. History remained silent, finding no place to vent. Experiments were awesome, creating a knowledge wholesome. She was in 9, nothing sounded as a myth. It was time to gear up, the year to freshen up. Poetries were catastrophic, non-details were pricking nails. She was in 10th, the marching month. History changed to be a subject of pen. All other subjects became a remarkable one. Came the results, scoring a distinction. She crossed the lanes of 16, 18 and 20s too. Faced the vibrant, young and matured old too. Every step was a test to best. Every day carved a new way. Learned the untold, unseen, unknown, unlearned and undiscovered. She gathered a galaxy of experience that let her build a strong base. She scanned across those pages of synonyms that were knotted with unmatched antonyms. She traced those streets to explore self in different dimensions, where time passed as frames of animation. An excellent mentor, a composed counselor, a pioneer in directing young minds, a creative thinker, a philosophical lively ager, were all the certificates Amy acquired. It wasn't her bachelor's or the master's which were part of her graduation, but the wisdom gained over the years in self-grooming that brought her the laurels. With this, we have come to the end of reading this book, Life in a Shelf. I am sure it would have taken each and every one of you to a nostalgic feeling after hearing this. I will be meeting you all soon with my second part. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. After all, life is there to create moments of happiness. So enjoy your life to the fullest. See you again. Bye.